All right, Joellen, let's talk about asters.
Asters, large family of asters, and not only in the United States, but across Eurasia and Europe.
Okay.
So it's a large family. They have done a lot of scientific research on asters because they are so popular. And they have found out that they are different. So the botanists have reclassified the asters and grouped them into the kinds of, scientifically DNA tested ones that are more related to each other. And so that's made it even more confusing for you. But most of the popular ones that you see in garden centers today are a certain type called Symphyotrichum novi-belgii.
Wow.
And I think it's a huge mouthful, but it's an aster that has been, they've taken some of the European and some of the American asters, and they've hybridized them, and that's what you see mostly in the garden centers. Okay. And they are beautiful. And the pictures that you have of asters don't do them justice because they come in ranges of white, there's a creamy yellow, and then all the colors of blues, purples, pinks, magentas that you can think of, and they're just very vibrant because they are blooming in the fall this time of year. And I've had mine bloom clear up until December.
Wow.
It just depends on the weather.
Okay.
But they are very good in the wild. You can find seed catalogs that have native asters in them that you can, of course, they're not going to be called, they may be called asters, but they are going to be of one of these different, classifications of genuses now. But they are asters. In fact, if you take a walk out in the woods and you see something blooming this time of year, usually white, sometimes a little bit on the lavender side, it's going to be an aster.
Okay. What kind of conditions best growing?
Of course, they like a lot of sun, but they can take some partly sunny, partly shady areas. But they won't bloom as much, and they'll get long and leggy and fall over. But because they like sun, asters like to be in the sun. They liked well-drained soil, and that's a little bit of the problem we have here. You got to make sure. I've bought them and I've planted them. I've kept them for years. But they do like to have well-drained soil.
Okay. Now, usually when I think about asters, I think about the weed aster that I have in my Bermuda lawn.
Yeah, well, but he's native.
He's native.
So
okay.
It's a wild.
And actually let him stay.
You can let him stay. It gives you some color.
Get some color, Mr. D.
Some color.
Right. Yeah.
There you go.
Back off that lawnmower.
Yeah,
the bees will come and visit it, and anyway, but the one that I have that seems to do very well here in the Mid-South is the fragrant aster, and that's this one here. And it's a blue color, and it's got a woody stem, as you can see. And what happens when you crush the leaves, there's an aroma to them, and that's where it gets its name.
Okay. And
you can see some of these with the yellow parts, the yellow centers. They are the newer ones. Those are the ones the bees go to. And then when they get older, they turn kind of a purple inside.
Those are pretty.
And it's a real pretty blue. And there's lots of them out there. And all these asters are clump forming. So when you divide them, probably divide them in the spring because they're blooming in the fall. You don't want to disturb them when they're blooming. Okay. And they will live for a long time, and you can pass them along.
All right, well, thanks. We appreciate that information. I think Mr. D even likes that. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. To find out more information on this topic, just click on the familyplotgarden.com link in the description.